this is a good example. You know, we also, next slide, please. Many people do not know this. We built in 2013, for the first time, a regas terminal offshore Malacca. Why do we do it? Because we don't have enough gas coming out from Peninsular Malaysia to give us electricity. Tak cukup dah. We have a lot of gas, but it's Sabah and Sarawak. But we cannot bring it because we don't have a pipeline that connects it. So what do we need to do? We had to build a regas terminal. That means we can import the gas from there to put it here. We can also import from outside. Let me make a confession. We nearly had a huge problem in the year, I think 2012. There was 4 days in that year, towards the end of the year, I was concerned that we were going to have a national blackout. I was in charge of the national gas crisis. I can talk about it today because we didn't have a blackout. Why was we concerned? Because for 4 days, we had to do a plant shutdown. In many of the plants that provided all of our electricity, we had to do a maintenance shutdown. 30% was reduction. This is around Christmas time. PM said to me, Idris, whatever you do, we must not have a national blackout. We had a team ready to deal with this in a crisis form. We had to summon everybody from the industry, from Petronas, from Tenaga, everybody. So all as the steel companies working together to work together to make sure we don't have a crisis. I can tell you it was a very panicky situation. But the only way we could solve this problem permanently was to build this terminal. And we built it, we completed this on time, and now last year we had 23 LNG cargoes that were brought in to give us lights. The fact that we don't have any blackout today, national blackout, is because we built this. And this is actually a massive investment that Petronas, more than R1 billion to do this. It was very tough, I can tell you, that we had to do this. And people don't know this. These are very hard measures that we had to take. The upstream, many of our oil palm trees have grown. But if you don't replant them, then our yields will come down and our harvest will come down. We no longer become number 2 in the world. So we decided after the lab, we had to plant a lot of new oil palm trees. In fact, altogether, over the last 4 years, we planted more than 50 million trees. By the way, the size of the area we planted under the NKEA is actually 5.8 times Singapore. That is the massive work that was done. Even then, we were still marked as red. We were behind schedule because we put the target even bigger. In fact, the 2 ministers had very low KPIs because the target was very high. He didn't achieve it because we put it like that. Next. On wholesale and retail, you know, anyone has been to KLI 2? Very big shopping mall, isn't it? That was why we were doing it, because we wanted to transform KLI 2 so that it became a shopping mall. That was one of the projects. Next slide, please. Anyone have been to the Mitsui Outlet Park? Baru, the new one. By the way, this is the biggest outlet park in Southeast Asia. If you don't believe me, go and see it. But we believe we have to have a huge opportunity to get the tourists that come into Malaysia to be able to shop there, and we can get a lot of tourist receipt. So when I talk about shopping, everybody wake lah, because it's very big. Next slide, please. We are doing a lot of work on pharmaceutical. I'm not going to spend time on it. By the way, I only want to mention we have a lab called Seniors Living. All of us are go now because we are very young. I'm more jalan, go. Slowly, when you grow older, it is then slow go. Lama-lama is no go. So we will all go there. So that is why we're now saying we better think about a good program for the seniors, for people like us when we grow older lah. So now we're encouraging the private sector to build elderly homes that are very friendly for people. And this is a great opportunity because most of us will live a little longer lah. By the way, my grandmother is still alive. She's 106 years old. She can thread the smallest needle without glasses today. Still alive. And so she's blessed. The only thing I remember is that we asked the question, how come, what is it that my grandmother has done that none of us in the whole family do? There's no one that can remember any time that we saw my grandmother get angry. Never got angry, not a single time. So I think it pays to be nice lah. Education, pass. I think pass that one. I told you about the urban public transport. There are a lot of projects that's so visible on urban public transport I covered before. Next slide, please. I told you already about crime. I didn't tell you, but there are 161 Kedai Rakyat Satu Malaysia. Why did we put the Kedai Rakyat Satu Malaysia? Because the people in the bottom 40% were really concerned about rising cost of living. That's why we introduced the CRIM. Next.